Greetings again. This is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodox Society, and I'm going to try to talk this morning about the force of genetics. It is strange how strong it is and how it lasts from one generation to the next generation. That's an interesting thing to find out here, and I'm going to go through a family I've known 3 generations now. The father, and then his son, and then his son had 2 identical twin boys too. And watch the genetics between the actual father of the children and their development. So let's look here. These pictures were taken back in 1973. I think this was just a Polaroid camera picture of the father, and you'll notice he's got a retruded chin here, and this fools some people. If you have a child and he's a class 2 and his chin is way back there, and both parents don't have that problem at all, then if it's definitely a male, and if it's not even a female, these will grow out of that. The gentleman that helps me all the time, his daughter was that way. Neither he nor his wife were that way, but yet the daughter was way back. And she grew out of that completely. And watch how this case goes here. Now, you're looking at it straight on. These are taken in March of 73. And this whole case here was class 2. And I won't take too much time, just playing class 2. And this shot was not too good. And these were 1973 models of this gentleman. And so here he is, and we went through his orthodontic treatment and watched the difference in his teeth when we get through. Now we got him pretty well on the way, but I did not do enough to go in there and make those teeth grow out to that point. Now here he is in 76, and he's almost out into class 1, and it actually is class 1, and this is 76. And I did very little, to bring this jaw out to this point right here. We probably wore little elastics or something part of the time, but most of this was just growth. This young man grew out there. So if you've got somebody when they're 12 years old, or that's what this young man was, 12 when we started, and 15 at this point here. And this is almost an ideal class 1 relation. And it's good on the other side too. And he was 12 years old, and now he's 15 years old. And his teeth have stayed that way. This is the lower jaw, and here is his teeth in 1976. In other words, 3 years later. This was what we were showing you there. 3 years later, the bottles are old and kind of getting dingy there, but you can see it was a real good class 1 relationship right there. And back when he was 12, it was not. It was class 2. And he had this big overjet. In 76, he looked like that. Now, I looked out when his sons got up older. He came in with them, but I got some more pictures on him. So here he is in 76 after we finished his orthodontics, and there he was in 1973. and you see how far this jaw has come out. And I did very little to make this grow out like that. And you have to take a chance with them sometimes. As we go back here and you see how it was in '76, and there it is in 1973 when I first saw the young man. And this is just another shot, '73. And here are his panorex that was taken. This was taken in '73, and here this lower molar is going to be out like this, and this one over here will be out like this. This point right there will go down in the groove of the molar, and watch that happen now. I'm going to go to the panorex. That's '73, and there it is, '76. And you see this molar sticking out in here with that deal coming in, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And if you back that up, look where it was, now look where it is. And that's the way we finished him back in 1976. And 20 years later, from '76 to '05, and that's about 30 years, somewhere in there, he came in, and here he is in '05. The chin has come out, not a great deal, but it came out a good bit, and the teeth moved forward, and here's the smile. And he has twin sons, and I'm going to do them later and give you a video on both of them, and you can see. Now here he was in 1976. We showed you his teeth. And here it is in '05, which is about 30 years later. He's ground them off a little bit, but that's still in a good Class 1 relationship. And from the case in 1973 to 1970, that was '76. Well, and then they changed that much. And here his teeth are today. He's got a little bit of breakdown right there in the lower anteriors, are slightly crowded, meaning the jaw grew some more after maybe if we hadn't pulled so hard, it would have not crowded up quite that much on it, but it's a slight crowding problem, but that's nothing. Here is the way his teeth are. This is 30 years later, and here's his sons, and I'm going to do a video on both of them for you later, and we'll try to join them in a series here. Now this is the model of the father over here, and this is the two sons here, and these are supposedly identical twins, and that's this father's jaw grew out, and both of these boys grew out about the same time. From 12 to 15, they tend to grow out like that. I'm going to show you some more pictures of you. Look at them, very similar. And when you look at now, this is just the boys right here. This was taken in 1997. I think we started the boys. So they're grown men now. Look at these two bottles now. They're mirror images of each other. In other words, look at this tooth right here, and look at this tooth over here. That's a mirror image. Look at this tooth right here. Eyes across this way, and this one is very similar right here. These don't meet good, these do. There's a little difference in there, but very little difference. So the thing that I want you to know here, if you've got somebody that both parents have straight facial profiles, their jaw back like that, and the child has this big overjet like here, don't be too eager. You sure don't do any surgery on them. You can kind of open the bite and pull a little bit and give them some time, and they'll grow on out most of the time. Now, sometimes this does not work that easy, but I've had it do that way so many times. And so I think this is, well, here this young man is in 1973, and you saw his pictures back here, just a few pictures back here. He certainly has changed, and this is him, and this actually is back in when we started the boys, so it's quite a ways back. And I thank you for watching this, and there's a good lesson in here, and I hope that you subscribe to our channel, and thank you again for watching. And I'm going to kind of close out here and say goodbye. I'll see you again, I hope.